everyone, I am Mike Benitez. Today we'll be taking a look at the specific racers that were in Cars 1 and were in Cars 3 as well. So we'll be taking a look at the Piston Cup racers that was also in Cars 3. And let's start with Dirkson D Agostino. Here we see this is what Dirkson looked like when he was in Cars 1. And was also in Cars 3 before being replaced by Steve Slick LePage. Now, I'm guessing that his career probably started in the early 1990s or early 2000s, before the events of Cars 1 2004. But as we know, he is retired. He retired or was fired in 2017, the year of Cars 3. The next racer that was also in Cars 1 and Cars 3 is Floyde Mulvihill, racing for Gazprom. Here we see, here he was in Cars 1, and here he is when he came into Cars 3. Now, I'm guessing that Floyd is probably in his 50s by now, since he's nicknamed Smokey Floyd. So I'm probably going to take a guess that he's probably started racing in the 1980s. What do you guys think? Say in the comment section below. But Floyd is actually a cool looking car. Also, I kind of like how in Cars 1, Floyd was passed by McQueen by wall riding. This wasn't in the movie, but this was taken in a German commercial where Floyd, in the Cars 1 form, was also passed by McQueen at the same style. I think this is pretty cool as a reference to the first movie. Darren Leadfoot. Darren Leadfoot raced for Shiny Wax. Now, I'm guessing he probably started at the same time as Floyde Mulvihill or in the 1990s. So I'm guessing he's probably in his 40s or 50s. But here he is when he was in Cars 1. And here he is when he became Cars 3, when he was in Cars 3. Now, Darren Leadfoot is known for his fast acceleration, which won him many races. So I'm probably going to guess that he retired, but he also could have gotten fired. But who knows? Ponchy Wipout. Ponchy Wipout became a Piston Cup racer after being in a show of two wisecracking cops. So basically he was a movie star. But then he became a Piston Cup racer. Here he is when he was in Cars 1, and in Cars 3 he looked like this. Now, I'm probably going to guess that Ponchy here started racing in the 1990s or early 2000s, but I'm going to take a guess it's either from 1988 to 1992. I'm going to guess that's when he joined the racing sport. My third favorite stock car, Murray Clutchburn. Murray Clutchburn was actually an Olympic champion, but decided to become a racer. He started in the 1980s, and it was either fired or retired in 2017, the year of Cars 3. This has meant that Murray Clutchburn has been racing for 30 years. That is a lot of racing. So probably, yeah, he's probably a really good car in this version. So here he looks like in Cars 1, and Murray Clutchburn looked like this in Cars 3. Very different than he was in Cars 1, but still, it's a neat looking car. And I'm sorry, but I have to do this. All hail Murray Clutchburn! Bow to Murray Clutchburn, the best racer of Sputter Stop! Bow down to Murray Clutchburn! Live on Murray Clutchburn! Okay, that out of the way, let's go to Ernie Gearson. Okay, I'd just like to point out that Ernie Gearson is the oldest out of all the stock cars. In Cars 3, he is 61 years old. How the heck can he be, okay, Cars 3 is in 2004, so basically he was in his 50s, but now he's in his 60s in Cars 1. Now, if you're saying that this was that Ernie Gearson was not in Cars 3, well, you are wrong, and Ernie is in Cars 3, so I'm gonna say that Ernie Gearson probably started racing, in the final 2 years of the 1970s, but dear God, he's been racing for quite a while. He could damage his health, but he'll appear in my stop motion series when it gets starts to honor the stock cars, and one of the most notable ones will be Ernie himself. So, Ernie, you are a cool car. And here's a more perfect view of Ernie when he was in Cars 3. Next up is Ralph Carlow. Ralph Carlow here. Basically, he has a brother named Jordan, and Jordan is a movie star, and Ralph is a racer. They didn't like each other at first, but they respect each other. Now I'm gonna say that Ralph probably started racing in the 1990s, and was in Cars 3. So here he is when he was in Cars 1. And here he is in Cars 3. Now he is a magnificent this one. So I'm probably gonna say that Ralph was probably in his 50s when he got fired or was retired. But yeah, I'm gonna guess he was in his 50s. So yeah. From Dieselton, Alabama, and the last of the stall cars that were both in Cars 1 and in Cars 3 is Todd Marcus. Todd Marcus raced for no stall, and since he's probably pretty young, I'm gonna say that he probably started racing like 3 years before McQueen did. I bet everybody remembers Todd when he had a slight accident with Claude Scruggs. Sorry, but I had to mention that. So, Todd Marcus looks like this when he was in Cars 1. And here he is when he was in Cars 3. He has more blue on him, but still a neat looking car. So yeah, guys, that's all the characters that were both in Cars 1 and in Cars 3. We have Dirkson D Agostino, Floyde Mulvihill, Ponchy Wipout, Murray Clutchburn, Ernie Gearson, Ralph Carlow, and who was the other one? Oh yeah, and Todd Marcus. So those are the guys that were in Cars 1 and in Cars 3. Now, I decided to do this video so people would know that some of the cars were also in Cars 1 and not also in Cars 3, the stock cars. So what do you guys think? Who is your favorite out of these cars that I have mentioned? Is it Ernie Gearson? Okay, before I go, Ernie Gearson, you are too old to keep racing, but you are magnificent, man. I hope I hope you get a lot of fans on my channel. I am Mike Benitez, signing out on the story of the Piston Cup racers from both Cars 1 and in Cars 3. Bye!